Hello, good evening. My name is Blue. What's your name? Pleasure to meet you. Yes, thank you so much for coming to this meeting this evening, and it will be my pleasure to help you. Again, my name is Blue. I am an attorney at law. I've been practicing for approximately 4 years, and I already have several jury trials under my belt. If you'll just help me go through this intake form, we will go over some initial questions about your case, get through this consultation, and then ultimately decide if the firm, and of course it's an important decision for you as well, if you would like to partake in an attorney-client relationship. So I have my computer here, and we will go ahead and begin with some questions. Wonderful. So first I need to give a little bit of a disclaimer. The purpose of this initial consultation is for the attorney, that would be me, to advise you, the prospective client, what, if anything, may be done for you and what the minimum fee therefore will be. The purpose is not to render any definitive legal opinion, as it may be impossible to fully assess a matter within this time frame allotted. So also you may not have the required documents I need. So again, this will not be a full legal consultation. This will just be a consultation to see if we want to partake in an attorney-client relationship. Do you understand that as I've read it to you? Wonderful. Okay, so there are 3 outcomes possible following this initial consultation. A, you and the attorney, that would be me, mutually agree to the terms of representation, and a separate document titled Attorney Retainer Agreement is signed. A copy, if we decide to go with this option A, will be given to you for you to sign. Option B could be that the attorney, again, that would be me, declines representation. Or C, you, and you do have the power here, decides not to retain my services or the services of this firm. Do you understand these options as I've read them to you? Wonderful. Okay, so the following questions will help me, the attorney, understand the reason for your visit today. Your responses are protected by attorney-client privilege and will be held in strict confidence by me. These are governed by the model rules of professional conduct governed by this state, and I adhere strictly to these rules and take these responsibilities very seriously. Your information is in good hands. So, first, may I please get your last name? Great. And your first name? Can you spell that for me, please? Great. What is your middle name? Okay. And have you ever gone by another name, a maiden name, or changed your name, anything like that? Is there any legal forms anywhere, any IDs that could have you under a different name? No? Okay. And you did provide me with your address. Is this correct? Okay, perfect. And could you give me a good cell phone number? Great. What was that? Okay, sure. So, and one last thing to get the demographics out of the way, can I get an email address? Great. So if you could now briefly explain what you need advice about or assistance with today. Okay. And sure. And when was this? Okay. And are there any parties involved? For example, is there a friend, an employer, a neighbor, a signer of a contract, etc.? Your neighbor? Okay. And do you happen to know their first and last name? With a G. Okay. And do you have any other relationship with them other than being their neighbor? Are you related to them? Have you done business with them in the past? Okay. Great. And as we spoke on the phone before, did you bring the documents, any papers that you think may help us understand the full issue here? You did? Okay, great. Okay, you brought, okay, perfect. You brought the contract, you brought the confidentiality agreement. Okay, perfect. Just as a note, any documents you supply are very important to your matter, and they will be photocopied with your permission, and originals will be returned to you. Yes, if we decide to partake in an agreement, I will get that done right after the meeting, so that way you can always retain the individual original documents. Yes. So, talk to me about outcomes. Ideally, if things turn out precisely the way you want, what would the outcome of this situation be? Sure. Okay. Yes. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, I think I understand. So, knowing that there are no guarantees in the law, what would you be willing to accept? What is kind of the lowest bar? Okay. Perfect. And would you be open to the idea of alternative dispute resolution, that is mediation, arbitration, or negotiation? Yes, that was mediation, arbitration, or negotiation. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Perfect. I myself, along with many other attorneys in the firm, have ample experience dealing with alternative dispute resolutions, and we would be happy to go over those options with you as well. So could you also talk to me about the urgency of this matter? Would you consider this to be critical, very important, or something that just needs to be done, but is not necessarily urgent? Okay, you would say important. So would you see that the matter interferes with your business or personal financial stability? Okay, perfect. Now, am I the first attorney that you've consulted about this matter? Okay. Have you ever, oh, okay. We ask that just because of that attorney-client confidentiality. I like to know, if I decide to represent you, if there's anyone else who may have this information, and I need to ensure that I comply with those model rules of professional conduct. Yes, that's why I ask. Have you ever been represented by an attorney before? No? Okay. How do you plan to pay for attorney's fees in this matter? Any legal fees you may incur? Okay. Great. Okay. So, is there anything else that you think is important for me to know about your situation? Okay. Okay. So, if I am willing to represent you and you decide not to sign this attorney retainer agreement today, I would just like to urge you, and this is no pressure at all, but I would strongly urge you to schedule a second appointment with myself after thinking it over, or to schedule an appointment with other legal counsel at your earliest possible convenience. This is just to protect you and your legal rights. That's right. Okay, great. So why don't I give you a few minutes to think things over, and I will go into my office so you can continue to sit in this client consultation room. You can read over the documents that I have placed there for you. That is our attorney retainer agreement, and goes over some points of law that I think may be of interest to you after hearing a little bit more about what's going on. I will come back in approximately 15 minutes. We will discuss your next options and go from there. Again, my name is Blue. Thank you so much for choosing to trust me with this matter today. And I am so excited to continue this working relationship with you if you do choose to do so. If not, it was my pleasure to meet you today, and I hope that you will consider this law firm for your future legal needs. Thank you so much for coming in, and I will be back in a few minutes. Wonderful. I'll be back. Yes.